Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, North Metro. I'm Reverend Michael Thornton.
Reverend Valerie Torpy.
I'm Sheila Fawcett.
I'm Greg Fawcett. We're producing the broadcast.
I'm Dr. Ernestine Garcia. I'll be doing the readings today.
And my name is Susan Clark, and I'll be providing the music this morning.
Yay.
And we're so glad you're joining us. Let's begin with an invocation. So if you would, just close your eyes and tap into that center where the intelligence, the wisdom, the creativity of the Spirit lives right at the center of your being. And so we celebrate this day by this service, knowing all those who join us are blessed and bring blessings, knowing that this is the day that God has made and we rejoice in it. So very grateful for life, for all those who are joining us today, for the ability to do this service with all the technical goods about it. I just bless this time together. So very grateful, so very grateful. And in God, we all say, and so
it
is.
Susan, take it away.
I will take it away. I'll stay here, but I'll take it away. I'm going to start out the morning with a song by Karen Drucker. And the lyrics to this song were actually derived from a very old Native American poem. And this is called In Beauty May I Walk. Whoa, in beauty may I walk all day long. May I walk through the seasons. May I walk in peace. May I walk in peace on this path. May I walk through my life. May I walk in old age. May I walk in peace. May I walk in peace. May I walk, 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 may I walk in peace. May I walk in peace. In joy, may I walk in gratitude. May I walk in peace. May I walk. May I walk in peace. May we all walk in peace. In stillness, may I walk in forgiveness. May I walk in loving kindness. May I walk in peace. May I walk in peace. May I walk, 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 may I walk in peace. May I walk in peace. May I walk in peace.
So much, Susan.
Thank you.
So it is.
So it is.
That reminded me of the old game we played when we were kids, Mother May I.
That's right. Yes, yes.
I was just thinking every time you said, may I do this, may I do that, Mother God said.
May I? Yes, yes. And you may. We may.
Yeah.
We must.
Absolutely. Okay, we're going to do some business and then we'll get back to you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
So like us and check in on Facebook at CSL North Metro. Check out our website at cslnorthmetro.org. There's a new blog out there.
Yes, there
so
is.
go check it out. And you can go to contact us and get your name put on the list so that we email you the links and the things that we're doing. And if you'd like prayer, please fill out a prayer request on the website and we'll pray on that all week. So today's title is Why Should Gray Matter? And our guest artist is Susan Clark. And our reading today is from In the Spirit by Susan L. Taylor. I think that, do I want to?
Yeah.
Do I want to do that now? Okay. I want to talk about, we're selecting some of our favorite Black authors for Black History Month. And we met Susan virtually when she was one of the presenters at our last ministers conference. And so I bought her book right after I saw her. And so that's what we're reading from today. Susan L. Taylor was born in a Harlem neighborhood of New York City. She's an American editor, writer, and journalist. She served as editor-in-chief of Essence from 1981 through 2000. In 1994, American Libraries referred to Taylor as the most influential Black woman in journalism today. There, I got it. So, okay. I think we're ready for affirmations?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Easy for me to say, huh?
Affirmations for the week of February 27th, 2022 by Stephan Anthony. Please repeat after me. My spirit soars freely, supported by my oneness with God.
My spirit soars freely, supported by my oneness with God.
The totality of spirit expresses itself as my being perfectly.
The totality of spirit expresses itself as my being perfectly.
I open my heart to all the love and goodness in the universe.
I open my heart to all the love and goodness in the universe.
There is a creative energy within, connecting my essence to the flow of all life.
There is a creative energy within, connecting my essence to the flow of all life.
Divine light shines in, through, and as the essence of my life.
Divine light shines in, through, and as the essence of my life.
I am guided by intuition, wisdom, and vision always.
I am guided by intuition, wisdom, and vision always.
And together we say,
And
so it is.
The reading is from the book In the Spirit by Susan Taylor. In the beginning was the Word. So goes the poetic and profound statement in the Bible. In half a dozen words, it sums up the whole of creation. Look around you. Nothing from the wheel to the jet plane was ever crafted by human beings that did not first exist in a word, a thought, a concept, an intelligible seed of energy in spirit. There is an intelligence in the energy. Let's start again. There is intelligence in the energy that surrounds us. Preachers have preached this, philosophers have proclaimed it. It is a simple truth in the Bible. Thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and the light shall shine upon thy way. Job 22:28. The creative power of our thoughts, words, and action gives form to the energy in the universe. Life is energy. Breath is energy. Thought is energy. An unlimited supply of energy is all around us and is ours to shape as we will. Our very idea, word, our every idea, word, and action reverberate into the universe, creating a pathway through which that same vibration returns to us, made manifest as an experience. Whatever you radiate, you attract. Whatever you express, you create a channel for receiving. It is a spiritual law, as immutable as the law of action and reaction in physics. Our divinity gives us dominion. This is God's promise. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Ernestine.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it. We appreciate you.
Yes.
All right, we have some more music with Susan.
So I'm going to do a really old song. I think a lot of you will recognize it. It's called Young at Heart. Fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart. For it's hard, you will find, to be narrow of mind if you're young at heart. You can go to extremes with impossible schemes. You can laugh when your dreams fall apart at the seams, and life gets more exciting with each passing day. And love is either in your heart or on its way. Don't you know that it's worth every treasure on earth to be young at heart? For as rich as you are, it's much better by far to be young at heart. And if you should survive to 105, look at all you'll derive out of being alive. And here is the best part: you'll have a head start if you are among the very young at heart. If you're young at heart, if you're young at heart, you can go to extremes with impossible schemes. You can laugh when your dreams fall apart at the seams, and your life gets more exciting with each passing day. And love is either in your heart or you know it's on its way. Don't you know that it's worth every treasure on earth to be young at heart? For as rich as you are, it's much better by far to be young at heart. And if you should survive to 105, look at all you derive out of being alive. And here is the best part: you'll have a head start if you are among the very young at heart. If you are among the very young at heart.
Oh,
Thank you much.
Yeah.
That's what the world is calling for, all the young at heart people.
Yes.
We should be dancing while you were singing.
I know, you could do a little soft shoe to it. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, here we are again.
Here you are.
I was thinking, with all the stuff that's going on in the world today, we need people that think outside of the box. people that have ideas and direction and vision for the world to see. And the last thing we need in this world is people who think black and white, because it gets you nowhere. As we know in our politics, there's this 50-50 thing. These people believe this, these people believe that, and it doesn't seem like there's any in between. And it's a hard place to live in my opinion. But there's always hope. Like if you, they say that white is the absence of color and black is the absence of light. So if you mix the absence of color and the absence of light together, you get gray. And to me, that's like taking a step towards color, because gray is a color. It is the place for being neutral, for seeing things on both sides, for understanding that there is more than one way of thinking, there is more than one idea. There's not just this or that. There's not just pretty or ugly or right or wrong. There's something beyond that. And we can, as human beings, or spiritual beings having a human experience, we can call forth that. It's up to us to, I remember, everybody remembers John F. Kennedy, but he had a famous line, ask not what you can do.
Ask not what your country
What you
can do for you.
Ask what you can do for your country. And I thought, ask not what, hang on a second, ask not what God can do for you, ask what God can do through you.
Nice.
And if you sit in that openness of allowing Spirit to guide you and direct you, then answers to all the questions that you're seeking will come in grace and ease. You'll be more than sitting in that nowhere to go black and white situation, because there's always more than black and white. If you think of this whole idea of our souls being colors, then what's the most happy color there is? The rainbow and all its brilliance. And what's amazing about that is you can take any one of those colors and mix it with another color, and you get another color. And there's infinite amount of colors that you can get by mixing. There's no end to it.
And you bought most of them in that box for Piper.
Yes, I did.
Markers.
And there's more than that. Because when we think in color, we think beyond the black and white. We allow ourselves to move into a place where the gray clouds bring the color, but then they move past and bring even more color, allowing the color of life to just celebrate itself. There's a lot of stuff in the news, and a lot of it is about race, and it's so interesting to me when they break it down to black and white, when neither one of them are the color of anybody's skin. We're grays and browns and pinks, and politicians are orange, and there's just all these colors that we are, but we're not black and white, because we're more than that. And when you mix them all together, you get this glorious rainbow of being. All of us here to do what it is that we came here to do, to be that light of so many different brilliant colors. And you're not limited to one. You can mix one up one day and be another one the next day, or one this moment and one in the next moment. We can shine our colors. We can allow our colors to just vibrate throughout the land, and know that there is more than black and white. There is infinite possibilities. And to me, that's what gray matter is. It's moving out of black and white into that gray matter, into that grayness where you're taking a step away from the black and white and moving towards the color. Because what good would life be without color? Could you imagine just walking around and seeing everything in black and white?
That would be so sad.
Well, it's not so bad in old movies.
That's true. And they kind of do spoil the effect when they colorize them.
Yeah, they do.
So it's so funny because when I thought of gray matter, because I'm a logical person and this is a creative person over here next to me, I thought of the brain and the gray matter of the brain and the thoughts and the thought processes and all of that kind of thing. And I think that, well, we know that we have 3 different areas of the brain and then we have the heart. And so I think that when we're feeling stress, what happens is it first triggers that flight or fight response from our caveman brain. And so what I wanted to think about and talk about is what we do when we recognize, oh, this is the old part of my brain telling me I'm in really danger and I have to fight or flight, and thinking about slowing it down and taking it another step first. I know Ernestine says it, and a lot of people say it. Everybody's got a piece of the truth, and so I was thinking about times when somebody said something and it's just really jarred me, and it's like, oh, I got to stand up for myself and I got to fight, or I got to this or I got to that. And if I just can take a breath before I react and realize, okay, not in any serious danger here. I'm really okay. And I really want to blast this person in front of me with the first thing that came to my mind, that's to defend myself or to attack them. And the answer is no, I don't want to do that. And so I think a lot of what we talk about here all the time is our spiritual practices. And the more we do our meditating, and the more we do our prayer work, and the more we take classes, and the more we come to services on Sunday, and the more we study, and the easier it is for us to recognize, oh, I'm being invited to this reaction and I'm going to make a better choice. Okay. So what I know is when we blame and shame ourselves or others, it creates more blame and shame. Mm-hmm. And so I'm inviting us to learn to love ourselves, and learn to love those other people, even when they might be behaving in a way that we don't agree with. Or it's been really interesting lately, well, for the last few years, where what Reverend Michael said is, it seems like we're really polarized. And yet, when we talk person to person, there's always a place in the middle where we can meet. And so if we start individualizing those conversations as opposed to just reacting to what we might see on Facebook or what we might see on the news or what somebody just said, and just take a step back before we react, we can get to that place of, how do I really want to deal with this? And so I know that there are some techniques that we can use. And one of them I learned a really long time ago, and I have no idea where it came from, was when you're having a conflict with someone, and I really was at the time, imagine a rose between the two of you and focus on the rose. You're still looking at them, but you're actually looking on the rose that's right in front of you and speaking through the rose. Did you tell me that? Did you know?
I don't know, probably.
Anyway, I found that to be an effective way of focusing on something beautiful instead of that thing that has just really triggered me, and I'm feeling like I need to fight or flight, or I'm feeling like, whoa, that person just said this or just did that, or blah, 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 blah. Because we've all had those things where the person triggers some of our old stuff. And so just slowing the response down till we have a chance to let it run through our heart. Because we all know there are those 3 parts of the brain, but then the really big part of the brain is the heart actually runs everything. And so when we stop running stuff through the heart, we can start focusing on, I can start focusing on where I want, how I want to react and how I want to come from, and the what I want to create in my relationships, as opposed to I got to stand up for myself and I got to fight and I got to. I was thinking about when I was a kid, and so I was really stubborn. But, and I have told stories about that where I just would not give in. Even though it was causing me physical pain to not give in, I would not. But then I was thinking about my brother, and he's just little. He's maybe 5 or 6, and there was a neighbor's house that we weren't supposed to go to because they were bad influences. So I did not know that. I knew he was over there every day when my father came home from work, and I knew he got spanking every day when my father got home from work. I did not know that he was checking the time and saying, oh, he's going to be home pretty soon. I better run over there because he can't tell me I can't do that. He was willing to take a spanking every day to not be told what to do.
That's why I like this guy.
So, as adults, as parents, as interacting with other people, my dad could have asked him what was going on. I know parenting wasn't done that way at that time. It was done the way it was done, and he did what he did, and my dad did what he did. And we have an opportunity to do things a different way. We have an opportunity to go, wow, I wonder what's really going on here. So, I mean, they weren't that fun to play with. They were fun, but they weren't that fun to play with. He wasn't even going over there. He was just saying, you can't make me. And so if we stop forcing and start conversing and learning to love, and I think when we learn to love, the first thing we have to do is love ourselves. And I think for a lot of us, the place where we start blaming and shaming is we start blaming and shaming ourselves. Oh, I should have done it this way, or oh, I made this mistake, or oh. And if we just stop it, just learn to love ourselves and understand we have a choice in every moment to do things a different way. We have a choice in every moment to respond in a different way. And so I love this quote: beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself, by Coco Chanel. Beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. And that's beautiful. And it is beautiful.
It's powerful.
And it is powerful. And so often we give that up to be what we think we should be, or what others want us to be, or what they think they want us to be. So.
And it's all about, again, this or that. I can either do this, hang out with the people that by doing what they want me to do, or I can do that, be all by myself. And that is false thinking.
Yes.
That isn't like righteous thinking. It's false thinking.
That's right.
Because there is that gray matter that you can step into. And when you step into the grayness of everything, it's only two ways, black and white. But in the gray, there's many, many ways. It leads you to the colors of your life. It sees both sides. It doesn't condemn. It doesn't conclude instantly. It's a place where you can be open and explore and follow whatever you're being led to do. Not when I say you, I mean like say a group of people who disagree with each other. If they can move into that gray area where you're starting fresh, this or that, you don't even have to think about. You're starting fresh, and you're opening to God's divine ideas. You're allowing God to work through you. And when you allow God to work through you, then it's actually working for you. It's amazing how that works. And all it takes is your willingness to explore the gray area, to be willing to explore the gray area. Because you don't have to take such a strong stand that you have to be right and then wrong. There you go again, right and wrong. You can be in a place of what's the highest and best for the situation. How can we move forward without having to take this side or that side? How can we see the bigger picture? How can we get what everybody wants by not having to be against each other? Because truly, God is for us. And there's nothing that can be against us. Because in God, everything is always in perfect order.
That's right.
Just turning yourself to it, allowing yourself to open to the infinite flow of good that is everywhere present. The infinite flow of good that is everywhere present. Can you even wrap your head around that? There's an infinite flow where everything is present. All the colors that you could possibly mix together are always present. And we're always at choice. We can always take the highest choice there is. The choice that says yes to everyone and doesn't leave anybody out. That's the perfect choice. That's the eternal choice. So I invite you to look at an area of your life that may seem like black and white right now and find the grayness of it. Step into that place where any of the thoughts you're having is true, because there's more than that. There's always more than that, because you're more than that. You're a child of God. And what more can I say? That's the perfection that created this universe, and it's right where you are. And all we got to do is say yes. You have anything else?
Well, I wanted to talk about one other. I used to use, this is from Heart Math, and that's it's an amazing organization, and they have an amazing book and lots of supplies. One simple little thing that I did when I had the youth and family ministry in Fresno was I had each one of the kids, we're all sitting around in a circle, and we're all closing our eyes and breathing in and breathing out, and we're sending love to each person in the circle. And we're sending love, and then we get around the circle and we send that love back to ourselves. So if we just take that split second when we're having that feeling like we need to be right, or we need to have an argument, or we need to say this thing, if we just take that split second to go within and send love to the other person or persons and back to ourselves. One of the things that Heart Math says about that is teachers who are using that in class discover that it synchronizes the kids' heartbeats. And then everything flows just so much more easily and effortlessly. One simple little thing changes the energy in the whole room. Mm-hmm. How amazing is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that might be all I have to say today. Do you have more to say?
I'm good. Should we pray out?
We should.
Would you like to do the deeds?
Okay, so I just invite you to close your eyes, to just center into that heart space. As you're breathing in and breathing out, we recognize that divine intelligence is breathing our breath. The breaths that we're aware of and all the breaths that we are not, it is constantly breathing our breath. It's constantly beating our heart. It is that to which we think our thoughts, that oneness, that allness, that isness, that divine intelligence that is everywhere present, that is eternal, that is always, always creating. It is all that is, all that was, all that ever will be, all at the same time. It is all there is. And it is love and peace and truth and harmony and joy and abundance and prosperity. It is always giving. It is always loving. It is always present. And I know that right where I am, that divine presence is, right in the very center of my being. in every breath and every thought and everything I can see and everything I can hear. It is the very essence of my being. It is Reverend Michael's life. It is Kim's life, who's here present with us today, and everyone, Greg and Sheila and Susan and Ernestine and Jake, thank you. And everyone present with us at any time and anywhere. It is everything everywhere. As I know for each and every one of us, love and peace and truth and harmony and joy and abundance and creativity and that amazing opening of our hearts into a greater awareness of peace and of truth and of harmony. And I pass this word to Reverend Michael.
Thank you. And I invite you in this moment to clear your minds and open your heart and see the picture of a color that has meaning to you, positive meaning to you. Bring that color into your consciousness. And together, as we blend all these colors that we're holding, we send it to that area known as Ukraine and Russia. And we see the power of where two or more are gathered, collecting the divine energy of spirit. We send that towards that area, knowing that that can make a difference. We send it to all the people that are leading, all the military people, all the political people, and we see that color touching something inside of them and making a change. We hold this, we are the holders of the truth. So we continue to hold it until peace prevails. And so I bless all those individuals that are affected by this tragedy, knowing that at the end of the tunnel, there is something bright. There's a new way. There's a transforming of energy on this planet. I hold that to be true. I know that it's possible because in God, all things are possible. And so I'm so very grateful to know that this truth I hold cannot come back void, that it has to fulfill itself. Because I know that for myself, I know it for each and every person that is part of this service, and it can't be stopped. So I just say thank you, Spirit.
Thank you.
Thank you, God. Thank you, life. Thank you, Mother, Father, God.
Yes, thank you.
I'm so very grateful.
Yes.
My heart is full as I now can release this word into the law and into the love, knowing it cannot come back void. It has to fulfill itself. So I simply say, and we say together, and so it is.
Amen, amen, aho, and woohoo!
Try to see it my way. Do I have to keep on talking till I can't go on? While you see it your way, run the risk of knowing that our love may soon be gone. We can work it out. We can work it out. Think of what you're saying. You could get it wrong and still you think that it's alright. Think of what I'm saying. We can work it out and get it straight or say goodnight. We can work it out. We can work it out. Life is very short and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friend. I have always thought that it's a crime, so I will ask you once again. Try to see it my way, only time will tell if I am right or I am wrong. While you see it your way, there's a chance that we might fall apart before too long. We can work it out. We can work it out. You know, life is very short and there's no time for fussing and it's a crime. So I will ask you once again. Let's think about what we're saying. We can get it wrong and still we think that we're right. Think of what I'm saying. We can work it out and get it straight or say goodnight. I know we can work it out. We can work it
Right on.
Love it.
I snuck one in there. I
You did.
threw us a curve.
That's great. Love
Yeah.
it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We're going to take care of some business and we'll be right back to you.
Okay.
We can work it out. So, what do you think this basket is for, honey?
I think you're going to tell us.
I think this basket is a symbol of the abundant flow that's in the universe. It represents all the good that flows in and back out, and in and back out, never-ending good. And we, here at the Center of Spiritual Living North Metro, recognize and honor your ability to give, your ability to receive. And as you give, knowing that your heart is a special place, and giving from that place, not out of obligation, not out of because we're asking you to do it, but just because you feel the urge to help us continue to do the work we're doing, because without you, it's not possible.
That's right.
So here's some ways to do it.
So if you use Venmo, you can use the QR code right up on your screen. You can go to our website, cslnorthmetro.org, and there's PayPal to give out there, and there's a couple ways to give. And we also take checks and cash and things. So our address is on the website. If you do things with checks, we take those too. And we're just really grateful. Thank you. I think that's all I need to say. cslnorthmetro.org.
Yes. And check out my blog. It's called Residuals.
That's right.
I just want to state that what we talked about today, to me, has great significance because of what's happening in the world. And it's so important for us peacemakers to come together and to really focus our energy on seeing a change in that area of war and battle and killing people and torturing people and just all the stuff that isn't spiritual. And I just really hope that you continue to do the work, because what we do together consciously can make a difference. But we can't let it up. We have to hold vigil that we know that in God all things are possible.
And we can't let ourselves step into that anger.
Right.
Because it's so tempting to do that, and blaming and anger. And so just being that place of peace. We want that energy that we're sending out into the planet to be that energy of peace and that energy of love and that energy of loving kindness. And the only way that we can make that bigger is to stay there ourselves. Mm-hmm. Yes. And when we're tempted to get into the blaming and shaming, remind ourselves that our energy, each and every single one of us, our energy makes a difference. And so reminding ourselves to hold that place of love and hold that place of peace and expand that and expand that and expand that. We can make a difference just with our awareness and our consciousness and our love and our peace.
We can work it out, and we will work it out.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
Shine your energy towards the screen, or wherever you're at, shine it towards us, this basket. And together repeat after me. Dear Spirit.
Dear Spirit.
I am so grateful for this opportunity to give.
I am so grateful for this opportunity to give.
I attach with my gift peace and harmony and joy.
I attach with my gift peace, harmony, and joy.
I know it goes out in the world and does the work.
I know it goes out into the world and does the work
and comes back to me,
and comes back to me,
blessing my life and all my loved ones' lives.
blessing my life and all my loved ones' lives.
For this and so much more,
For this and so much more.
I say, and so it is.
I say, and so it is. Thank you.
All right, Susan.
We're going along with Rev Michael's comments about what's going on in the world and more specifically in Ukraine. I picked out the peace song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. And I'm going to kind of do the old version. There have been a lot of edits and twists and turns, changing the words here and there on the song. I'm going to keep them as they were written. And I know a lot of you know this song, and I want you to sing it as loud as you can, wherever you are, and send out your peace to the troubled parts of the world. Okay? So here we go. Let there be peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth. And let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth. The peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let there be peace on earth. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Yay.
That was awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Good song.
Yes.
Great message.
We're so happy that we get Susan once a month.
I know.
You're truly
I always look forward to it, you guys. And even if I don't always know where I'm going, I get there just the same. So.
and that's the only way to live. That's called living in the moment.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember when we met you at CSL Denver, and I told Reverend Michael that it's like, oh, we need to get Susan to do music at our center too, and then it worked out, and you do.
It sure did. And so it is, and so it was. Well, yeah.
Absolutely.
Always happy to be with you. Thank you. Thanks for the message too.
I want to share something that happened to me with this whole color thing. I was writing about the rainbow in my computer, writing ideas, and as I was writing it, I noticed on my hand was a rainbow.
Wow.
There was a rainbow in my hand while I was writing about rainbows. And it also to that we're not alone.
Yeah.
Always something guiding us and blessing us with its presence.
Just a little tiny one right there on his head.
How funny. Amazing.
Yeah.
I want to say something about the color. I just took an online class about color, value, 3 different things for art. I'm an artist. And the one with color, it said, you take the colors that you're using in your piece of art, and if you put all of those together, it makes a kind of gray, but you can put that in, and that will help to, it just gets the whole paint to come together.
Wow.
Together.
Shadows.
Yeah,
Wow.
and you can use it
Thank you
for
for
shadows
sharing
and stuff like that. And because you've used all of them in a gray, it works. So
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
Oh,
we'll
God,
work
it's-
right along with the message.
Yay.
God is so good
All the time.
all the time. Well, we got done early this time, so
We did.
we can invite you to.
Zoom with us
Zoom.
right after the service. So it's in the comments. The link to Zoom is in the comments, but it's also on our website, cslnorthmetro.org. So if you don't see it there, go to the calendar on our website, and the Zoom link is just right there under today's service. So it would be nice to see some of you here after the service. And if not, we'll enjoy the snacks together, those of us that are here. Yeah. And hopefully we'll all have a great week and see you next week.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Good to see everybody.
Yeah.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Sunday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Sheila.
Happy birthday to Sheila.
Thank you.
Yep. Have a good week, everybody.
You too.
Bye.